Ouch. Hey, Ray Ray. How are you? Yeah, I was just checking to see if Colleen was on, and I didn't see her. And I know her and Kathy had some things planned, and I just thought I'd give myself a little distraction. Okay. Did I say ouch? I just stubbed my toe. I'm pretty sure I broke my toe. And I was scooting under my desk and I whacked it. Ew. But other than that, I'm okay. I've got some fibromyalgia issues today, so I'm trying to distract myself from that. Just took some Tylenol, so hopefully that'll kick in. But I've got this, now this will be the curious part. I've got so much stuff stacked in front of my paint wheel. It'll be interesting to see if I can get out my colors that I want to work with. So, if you hear a loud noise, it's just paper. Paper hitting the floor. I also should be straightening up my space, but I'm taking a break from that too. I don't have much of an attention span with some things. I must say. I'm just digging out some paint here, see what I want to work with. Holly, hello, good morning. Good afternoon here. Oh, good idea. I had fly issues myself last night. When Holly gets back, I have to give her an update on my fly. I was trying to murder a fly last night. Sorry if anybody loves flies. Ugh. Isn't it the truth, right? Oh my gosh. I just can't stay focused. All right, so I want a red. Let me see. I need a green. Bum, 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 bum. Let's do this green. I like this green. Avocado. And then I'm going to need some yellows. And some brown, maybe. Let's see. Might try a little copper too. Saffron yellow. Kind of been into the muted yellows a little, not so much bright yellows. Let's see. Okay, I didn't put out a warning, so we'll see if anybody finds us. I think I'm going to do summer squash. We'll start out with that. Hi, Holly. Holly, I wanted to give you an update on my fly, what shall we say, my fly ordeal last night. Couldn't find the fly swatter. My husband had taken it in to the bedroom with him because I guess a fly followed him in there. So I kind of gave up. So this morning I finally got the fly. You know how? It crawled on my coffee cup, fell in and drowned itself. Okay? How disgusting is that? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to get started and hopefully some others will find us here and they can pop in and or whatever. Last trip I took to Goodwill, I found 2 canvases, pre-printed canvases in a package with easels that you can sit them on should you not want to hang them on your wall for one very low price. So this is what I'm going to work on here. Yeah, stupid fly. So this is a 14 by 11. And it's canvas stapled on, you know, little wood frame. And it comes with this little sample finished picture that I'll use as a guide. I'm not going to do this coloration. And I just wanted to see how this will work out. Probably could have been stretched a little tighter, but you know. The other one that I got is not the same one. It's a high heel, which is really cool. And it's got some words on it. I forget what it says. I have it out in the other room. So I'm going to base in my colors and then attempt to do some shading and that kind of thing. Now, it's not printed on that great, but that really doesn't matter, right? And the thing that I want to adjust, I think, a little bit, I know that's going to be awful because it's white for you. But once I start getting some color on, it should get better. But the tires don't quite match the picture, and there's a lot of open space here. So I'm thinking I want to add another, I'm just going to sketch in another little ring around the tire. Now my thought is, instead of doing a traditional kind of light background with a sky or whatever, I'm going to do a black background and spatter it with some white to make it look like stars, I think. I wonder if I should do this a little more. And of course, I'm going to do a red truck. No, that's not the right shape. And then I'll do the sunflowers. And this is not going to be perfect because it's just not. Now, I wish I could get it perfect, but I'm not sure that I have any shape that's going to do that for me. Now, the only problem is going to be with a dark tire, black tire, and a black background, black sky. Of course, maybe I'll just do a dark navy blue or something like that. We'll see how it goes. But the background's going to be dark, and I'm going to spatter it. So just to jump in and start, I'm going to just, and this is going to be tedious, I'm going to just start base coating in some colors. Now I should get a little bubble dish tray out to put my paints in. Let's see if I can put my hands on one of those real quick. See if we get a an art room miracle here, and I can put my hands on one quickly. I don't think so. So how is everyone? Yeah, I don't see one there. Hey, Mary. Good morning. Is it morning for you, Mary? It's probably. It just turned noon here. You know what? I keep saving these little things that my contact lenses come in. Maybe I'll just plop some paint in there. Now I need to find, oh goodness me, I need to find my paper towels I just had there. They are very good. Grab some paper towels. Everything's white, which my camera does not like. So I'm just going to use a variety of acrylic paints that I have here in my stash. Move a couple of things around. Got myself some clean water, which is always good. We'll see how this goes. All right, I'm going to start with, let me just do my green leaves. Get those. I always tend to start with green. So I'm just going to use Avocado Deco Art Americana. That's what I have here. I'm going to put my Naughty Mouse off to the side, because that generally gets bumped and then I have a problem. So I'm just putting some water in my brush just so it's not dry. And I'm going to put my sample. You're sleepy? Oh, a bat flew. Oh, no. Oh, that's awful. We've had squirrels and birds do that, but not, yeah, bats are creepy for sure. All right, looks like I've got some dust, some embossing dust in this little thing, so I really don't throw much of anything away. It's really, in some ways it's good, other ways it's really almost like a condition, you know. So I'm just gonna start base coating in leaves. There's just a few leaves, and I don't have to be particularly super cautious because I'm going to do the background dark. So I can even kind of do my own thing a little bit and freehand some of this, but I just want to cover up the white canvas really. And just start, I don't want it to necessarily take forever to do this. Oh yeah, I would have been running and screaming. I don't like bats. Years ago, when I was single and in a singles group at our church, we had a fellow who studied bats. He thought they were great. Yeah, that would have been a great video. Do they still have that video show where you can win tons of money for the funniest home video? Do you have a fireplace? Did it get in through the fireplace or a chimney? Oh my gosh. Now I haven't painted on a canvas for a little while. He's a good guy, that brother of yours. All right, so this is probably going to need a couple of coats, and I'll do some shading too. So I think that's plenty of the green. There's just a few leaves. So let me next do. Now I'm going to use squash yellow, summer squash, thinking that I can then either highlight or deepen the color as I go. Chimney or attic, oh man. Even mice and things like that, you know, I think for folks, particularly females that might live on their own and live in a place where you've got those kind of natural things like mice and having to deal with that. No, I guess not. Yeah. So good day for a nap. Now this painting's got, if you look at the picture, the little sample they give you, of course they've got a white outline around everything. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take my petals all the way out. Got to remember where you put your paint. Yeah, well, I'm not a mouse girl either. Ooh. Especially if they're in the trap. My one brother-in-law, he never had to deal with most of this stuff growing up. And I guess when they first moved into their place after they were married, he had said to my husband, my youngest sister and I were married in the same year. I was married in March, she was married in May. And so he was asking my husband, what do you do about mice? And Ron said, well, you just go to the hardware store, get a trap. Well, they finally caught one. And then he said, well, my husband said, well, how'd you make out? He said, okay, but I got to buy more traps. And my husband said, well, why do you have to buy more traps? You just reuse them. My brother-in-law said, oh, no, I don't think so. I threw the whole thing out. All right, now I'm assuming once I get a coat or so on here and do some shading, I'm not going to see my lines. And if I still do see my lines, this color paint here is just a little more transparent than I had thought it might be. I can always come back in and do some outlining. So for any of you that weren't here at the start, this is a canvas, a pre-printed canvas that I found at Goodwill. There were 2 images. They're 11 by 14 in the package. Oh, look, I missed that great big, I think that's a big leaf. I missed that great big leaf. And 2 easels that also came with it that you can prop the picture on, the painting on. So I thought that was cool, and it would be fun to mess around with it, see what I could do with it. So I'm just base coating. Actually, now that I look at it, it's probably not pre-printed. It looks like somebody maybe bought blank canvases. This almost looks like a, let me get that leaf. It almost looks like someone took carbon paper and traced the design they wanted. So I don't know, but it's got this picture, so I guess it was. It just doesn't, it's not real sharp. The image isn't real sharp. Get this leaf so it has a chance to dry. So I thought if it turned out cute, I can put it in my co-op. Everybody seems to love this truck. Of course, I wouldn't. The sample sheet has a black. I mean, I wouldn't do black. Everybody likes that red truck. Why not do it red? Right? Okay. Probably not a good idea to have my little paint wells here right on the canvas, but I have fibromyalgia, and I keep it mostly under control with medication. And then I have my normal routine, and I don't seem to be bothered too terribly bad by it most days. But if I have a day where I'm not doing something other than my normal routine, I seem to have a flare-up. And yesterday I was over at my mom's and visiting with my sisters and lugging stuff in and out. And I should have known. I should have taken some Tylenol at that point to kind of circumvent any aches I might have today, but I didn't. Just put my finger in that leaf. So, just took some Tylenol, hoping that it'll ease up a little bit. So what's everybody else up to today? I didn't see Colleen on. I'm assuming she's not on. So I thought I would pop on. Holly's got a project. She's working on a bench. Let me see. I want to bring this leaf over a little bit. Oh, thanks, Ray. I just didn't. I figured if I sat in my chair, I would want to knit, and then of course, then I'm still using my arms, or I'd fall asleep, and I just didn't want to fall asleep yet. Holly's family is embarking on a new adventure, and I would not. That's for her to share. But she's painting a bench. I think she found it some kind of a thrift type of situation, right, Hall? Holly's very clever and does really unique art things. For those of us that have been privileged to see some of her work. I wonder if it's cooling down for anyone. I wasn't outside yet today. My husband let the dogs out. He said it's steamy already here, quite humid. So if you ever get a chance to get one of these canvases, I mean, really, this is just like coloring, only you're using a paintbrush. And let's see how I want that to go. That's down in the truck. And that little wedge is part of the truck. Let's do this out this way. Just trying to get my bearings here if I want to fill in beyond that so I don't have that white rim. I think that might be hard to deal with. I should have started for the first time in at least 2 years. I promised myself I would take myself yard sailing early tomorrow. $2.99. What a great price. I'm going to twirl this so I can get to this. I should have started all the way over, and I never remember to do that. And the reason to do that, if you're right-handed, you'd start over on the left and go to the right. If you're left-handed, you would start on the left and go, just so you don't put your arm or your hand in your wet paint. That's usually the main reason for that. Yeah, Holly is amazing. She'll have to post it on Instagram or somewhere when she's done. It really looks cute so far. Oh, that's right, Humane Society. I couldn't remember. Hopefully these flowers won't look too wonky, but even if they do, that even might be a little fun. I think I'm going to do the center of my flowers like a dark brown. At least start with that rather than a black. Oh, I have one of those, Ray. That's a great price. I got mine on clearance, but it wasn't that good of a price. But you know what? I never take that out and use it. I really didn't think about that. Maybe instead of struggling trying to do portrait work, maybe I should get out my light, my light thing and do that. That's a great idea. Oh, sometimes it takes me a while to catch on. So this part of the process is really not so great to watch. So I'm going to just, I think, this is what I'm going to try to do. Base coat these few things in. I think I want to really base coat in the truck. Mostly so you're not staring at a white surface. See, even still, I put my fist in that paint. And then I'll come back and see what I can do as far as making these look a little better. I'm getting a little sloppy here. Those little petals. And then with planning to do the dark background, you know, I can come in and really clean up a lot of this if I'm not liking the way it is. Oh, wow, that's cool, huh? That would be convenient. Yeah, mine's packed away in a shelf on a shelf. All right, so I picked out an old Americana paint I have sitting here called Berry Red because I want the truck to be very red. I can always tone it down. So in these bigger areas of the truck, I'm going to use a little bit of a bigger brush, see if I can get moving here. I'm going to use this filbert brush. It's a little bigger. I love my filberts. So this is an old label. I've had this a long time. What I used to do. Also got a kids enlarger. Oh. Don't you love finding stuff like that at yard sales? Oh my gosh, that's half the fun for me. All right, now reds are usually difficult, hard to cover, hard to get good coverage. This looks like I didn't shake it up real great, so let's see. See what, now this is super, super red. Let's just get this base coated in here. I have a hard time talking while I'm doing this, like up close and personal kind of painting. I want to get right up in there. Just want to get all the white covered. Oh, you like bears? There was a gal used to be in the one co-op that I'm in. she made bears, and I'm talking, she bought the really good fur fabric, and oh, no bear, oh, autocorrect. Well, these bears she made were amazing, and she would use she would use the chalk pastels or whatever to color their cheeks, and dress them up with hats. Yeah, Holly's a big collector. I don't know if I really collect anything anymore. Well, art supplies, does that count? Big on the art supplies. It was supposed to be neat stuff, though. That autocorrect is quick. I always check and think, oh yeah, I've got it right. And then it seems like last minute it sneaks in a different word. Yes, it's fun to be eclectic. And some things just, at least for me, no rhyme or reason, no reason to have it. You just, you just like it and you want it. Hi, Sylvia. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Let me see if I can get in and touch this up a little. Now on the picture here, it's got this section here white. It's like a door jamb behind the car, the truck. But I don't know. I'm thinking I might bring that in a little bit and maybe just make a silver line. Maybe I'll just paint over the whole thing because I really can see the lines, and then I can just do a narrow, like a chrome. Afternoon for you, Sylvia? Well, good afternoon. Me too. Just early afternoon for me. I can maybe put some silver there to make it look like a chrome trim or something. Or maybe I'll just do a little shadowing. Really got to scrub this paint in. Hi, Sharon. I need to get a smaller brush so I can get in there and get close to some of these lines. You really got to scrub this into this canvas. I guess there's probably, because I'm really not a canvas painter, there's probably different grades of canvas, maybe that take the paint better. So I'm sure this isn't, between the type of print that was on it and where I purchased it, it's probably not a super grade of canvas. I'm just assuming there's different grades. I mean, there are with everything else, right? It's probably a different grade of canvas. Let me see if I can get some more of this. Sometimes when you have this paint sitting around for a while, it gets thick and gloppy in your bottle. I'm going to bring that truck edge up, right up under the flower. Now, I'm more comfortable really painting on wood with the acrylic paints. There are? Okay, Ray, I figured probably. So I'm just, anybody that's just popping in, I'm just base coating in colors, base colors on a pre-printed canvas that I picked up at Goodwill. Sorry, I can't, when I get into these little lined areas, I have a hard time talking and painting. Watching I didn't put my contact lenses in today either, just got my little readers on. Sometimes you just need a break from the contacts. All right, so I got most of the big areas. I really thought the lines that I have that are here printed would cover up with the acrylic paint, but they're there, so that'll be handy as far as guideline, you know, coming back in with different colors and trying to get some details in. All right, I think I'm going to switch to my back to my smaller brush. And I'm going to flip it upside down if you all don't mind. That'll be a little easier for me, I think. So when I was over in Pennsylvania yesterday visiting my mom and my sisters, I had a couple of things I wanted to get to my daughter. And she's back to school. She's a 4th grade school teacher. So no students this week, just getting her classroom ready and whatnot. So I swung by and dropped a couple things off for her. I have to say she's a cute kid. So she was coming down the home stretch on getting ready. She was trying to get everything done because they wasn't mandatory for them to go in today. So she was trying to get everything done so she could be home with her family today. That's when you wish you could help them, but she said there's really nothing I could do. She was mostly, I think, at that point doing paperwork and finishing up on stuff. It's just amazing how fast the summers go. And then my granddaughter's starting 1st grade, so she'll be in full day. Yeah, good kids. Good kids. And my sisters and my mom. My mom can be a little feisty, but she is 90. So my one sister stopped and picked up pizza. And then mom has gotten a real sweet tooth over the last couple of years. So she stopped and picked up some sweets, some different things, right? Variety. So she had sticky buns and she had a couple of eclairs and she got some Danish. And my youngest sister brought some crumb cake. You know, definitely overkill. And our mom's eyes got real wide and she's like, "Oh, do I have to choose or can I have a little of each?" My sister said, "Mom, you're 90. You can have whatever you want." So we were able to leave a goodie box for her. Whoops, I almost just painted, not that it would have mattered, I almost just painted in the window. Now I'm probably going to have to use my heat gun a little so I can work over top of some of this. Now what I'm thinking I might try to make it go a little quicker, I'm sure some of you are familiar with Donna Dewberry. I might try like her one stroke painting on the leaves. Let's see, I'm just going to go up around here, coming down the home stretch on this base coating. Make sure I brush out all that paint so I don't have any ridges or lumps, lumpy lumps. Got a little bit of bleeding down there, but when I do the background, that'll straighten out. Sylvia, what kind of art do you like to do? Do you paint on canvases or do you do a variety of things? What's your fave? I know. Donna Dewberry makes it look so easy. But then so does our dear Mary. What was Mary doing a couple of weeks ago? She was chopping a Ray, you love collage? Yeah, that's fun. Mary was chopping a composition book in half. She made it look so easy. I thought, oh, I could do that. That's a cute shape to have a little book like that. Just take the X-Acto knife. Well, guess what? Wasn't that easy. I finally got it done, but of course, the cover's off, all the pages are loose. Not so easy. And the easels that came with these little canvases, oh, they're not that little, are just the raw wood. So I was thinking if I just did those in black, of course, if I do the background of this one black, I may rethink that and just paint it a white or a whitewash. Whitewash might look nice with the truck on it. All right, let's see. Now I'm going to need a second coat because for those of you that paint, you know that red really doesn't cover too well. And my yellow didn't really cover that well. But if I try the one stroke kind of thing, it might be okay. All right, so my leaves are pretty dry. So that's okay. We're going to leave that red for a moment. Okay. Now I think I might be better working upside down with the leaves. Now I have the edge of my canvas leaning up on the end of my keyboard. Mixed media in all forms and shapes. Love to paint, art journal collages, junk journals, sewing, crafts, and I love writing poetry too, and singing. Oh, well, I do like to sing as I work. I like to do a little bit of everything too. Not too much the poetry though. I'm not too good at that. Oh, good deal, Ray. I usually try to pick them up when I see them at the dollar store, and then sometimes they have them for 50 cents. But you know what I have found, at least in my mind, I think in recent years, they really have made the paper a lot lighter in those composition books. For some reason, I feel like years ago, you got a nicer, sturdier like paperweight wise in those composition books. But you know, when they sell them for $1, really, how can they give you decent paper? All right, so I'm not seeing mine because I'm going to have to twirl my. Okay, this could be dangerous. I have to twirl my paint wheel here. See if I can get it to. Oh, I see what I have. I have a cord. Hubby put me up a new light, and I got some cords there hanging it up. All right, let's see. I don't have much in the way of yellow, do I? Well, we're going to have to work with what I have. I thought I had a. I couldn't mix. Well, the flower might end up going a little more towards the, like an orangey. No way, Ray. I misunderstood. Oh, that's cool. Girl, that's a great find. All right. So I want to use a fairly large brush. Let me see what I have here. This one's not too big, but we might make it do. And Donna uses the, like a square brush. Let's see. I did buy some of her brushes, but of course I have some stuff out at the sink too. I don't know if this will be too. I might be able to do. I might be able to get a stroke in. Let's just check it out. All right, this could get messy. All right, so I'm going to use a saffron yellow. And maybe I'll use my primary yellow to start. See if I can get this to work and hopefully not put my fist in the paint. These two are probably very close in color, but just to get another coat on, I might just try this, see how it works. I'm going to put these paints right next to each other and steal a little bit and try to load my brush the way that Donna Dewberry does. Got to get Madonna Mojo on. All right, I'm taking a lot of that water out of the brush, and I should have float medium somewhere, but not seeing that either. So You can see me, I think, down the corner of my screen. Now, see, I've got some wild hairs here. Let's give a little trim. Yes, I do it all. Trim my hairbrushes and paint. Okay. Now, I've said this before. I am stingy with paint. I don't really... I don't think you could really see a difference there. Let me do a sample. This paper's a little... Yeah, you're really not seeing any contrast. So let's see. Let's add a little... Let's go with... let's move towards the oranges. I've got some oranges here. Let me just add some jack-o'-lantern. Add some jack-o'-lantern here on the left. I kind of like that. Hi, Mary. All right, so let me load. I'm going to tip in that orange. And we're just going to go for it and see what kind of a mess I can make. All right, I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm just going to put my brush down and pull. I'm going to add some more of that orange. Press and pull. Not doing Donna justice, that's for sure. And of course, she uses that other brand paint, which is nice and thick. The Folk Art. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see a little, because I think if you look at flower petals, you know, you can see little faint lines of color variation. Okay, Ray, look away there, girly. I just had a wire hanging. I don't think it was bothering you guys, but it was in my... All right. For doing this kind of stroke, I usually am better using a round brush. I'm just trying this square, and I'm not liking it so much. We're going to give up the ghost on that one. I don't have a really... Oh, what's this one here? Let's see what this brush is. This is a... That's pretty beat up, that brush. I'm going to put that in my glue brush. See, I don't have my watercolor paintbrushes separate either. I've got everything all in these little jars, and I don't want to... Oh, here's one. Let's try this one. This is a number 12, and this is for acrylic. Let me give this one a go. And of course, the beauty of this is you can go back over. So let me get some of this yellow in here. Tip a little. Just kind of pressing down and pulling up. And I'm dragging everything into the center because then I can paint the darker brown over that, and that'll cover that up. Let's just turn this a little bit here. I need a little more orange. Now, I think a lot of times with my painting, as I've said before, I am a little too tight. I'm trying to be a little less tight. Not working so much. That petal needs, I think, some help. And am I still in frame? Okay. Trying to hold my brush back so you can kind of, I'm really just being really kind of messy. So I'm just using what was here. Thanks, Mary. Printed on the canvas as a guide, you know, to just kind of let myself paint in what I want. And just like when you're doing a coloring page, like Dee Dee will say a lot of times, you know, she doesn't have to be extra cautious. Of course, she's very neat. You can come back and paint your background in, especially if you're going to do black or darker color, and then, you know, tighten things up. Now I'm going to use a smaller brush, go back to that smaller brush to do this smaller flower up in the corner, up the top here. And I'm just trying to be very careful not to get my fist in this paint here. I think I'm going to do this one a little deeper, mostly maybe go with the orange mostly. This doesn't really look that dark. I don't know what, I must have used up all my, I like that, like a goldenrod or the deep ochre color for sunflowers. I don't see that. And it's not like years ago where I could blame my kids for taking my paint and doing something, but because they're not around anymore. So the dogs really aren't into paint. So I only have myself to blame. So I'm really just tapping down, pressing, and then lifting up to get those little strokes. Now, once I'm done this, I'm going to come back in and try to get a second coat on that truck. Press, press, and pull. Press and pull. I do much better if I talk to myself while I'm doing that. And I'm going to leave the center of those go till the end, because then once I have all my fiddling around done with the leaves, I can just put my brown centers in. Now I have some thicker paint here on the petals, which for the most part I'm okay with that. This one I want to kind of zhuzh that a little bit. Cover up all that little base coated yellow. All right, let me find a darker green, and I'm going to see if I can get my wedge, my angle brush to work on the canvas. See, when you're working on wood, it's such a smoother surface, and it's easier to like float some color. So I have this, let's see, this is Americana, and it's called Black Green. Haven't used this for a while. But it's usually pretty good for making a contrast shadow type thing. So it's the same kind of idea as if you're coloring. And I don't see my angle. Let me use a flat. I'm going to try a flat. So again, I'm going to put that in some water. And if I think about the light hitting from this side I want it darker on, which would, for me, is the right side. Well, I've got it upside down. I'm going to put the darker values on this side. Let's see if I shook that enough to be able to, oh, that looks pretty good. Not too bad. Let's see. So I'm just tapping, put my paintbrush in some water, took off the excess. And I'm going to try to come in here and just deepen that side. So I'm just floating. Oh, I'm out of frame. Sorry. I'm just putting paint on this far corner of my brush. And I'm doing the left side of the leaf petals. And I'm going to do the stem. I don't know if you're able to see a contrast. It doesn't look... Hey, Deborah, how are you? Good afternoon. Just messing around with a pre-printed canvas that I found at Goodwill. And when I think of the light coming from this direction, of course, the bottom of the leaf would be darker. So I want to do the bottom here. Gonna blend that in a little bit. And I'm going to do the bottom of this. I've switched to my other brown brush. Look, see, I did. Put my finger right in there. Let's get a little cotton swab and just zhuzh that a little bit. Okay. Now I want to get a lighter, crazy light color green. Yeah, they call it in decorative art painting, they call it you're floating the color. So what actually happens, let me get a larger brush so I can maybe explain to you what I'm doing here. So what you do is you wet your brush and then you tap it on your paper towel to take out most of the moisture, and you load your color on just one corner of your brush. And then as you work that, a couple of strokes on your work surface, the paint stays heavy on the left side and the water carries it across your brush, so that when you paint your stroke, you've got your dark color on the outside line of your petal, and then the water helps to have the paint travel and fade. So I don't know if you can see on this leaf. Let me bring it up a little closer. It's hard to see. Maybe you'll be able to see it when I do the highlight side, but it just kind of graduates the color over and you don't get a harsh line. At least that's the hope, not to get the dark line. Now I'm going to do the light side. So I'm going to flip it because I'm just better at using my brush this way. I'm going to go back to that small flat, and I'm going to use this crazy lime green to create, hopefully, a shocking contrast on that petal. So I'm taking my paintbrush, I'm putting it in my water, and I go tap, tap, And I'm loading just that corner. I don't know if you can see it. On the brush. And then I'm going to work it on my surface to work it through. And I'm putting that on the outside edge where I want my highlight. I don't know if you really can see that. Hey, Peggy. Oh, wow. How long's he been gone? That's so nice he's coming home. I hope he isn't arriving too late for you. Go pick him up at the airport, huh? Cool. Now I can come back in here too, and I probably will, and hit these leaves with some white. And you can use this, of course, on any item you're painting, this technique. I'm going to just do this one a little differently. I'm dragging it down from the top and just kind of trying to blend that a little. Oh, good. I'm glad you just can see it. Okay, so now I want to come back in and deepen some of these petals and highlight some of these petals on my flowers while my leaves dry. So I'm going to choose, hopefully, if I can get my hands on it, my Georgia clay. I think I want my Georgia clay. Being as I went towards the, yeah, here it is, the orange. And I might not necessarily do every petal. I'm just going to see what my eye likes as I do it. And for me personally, I really do like an angle brush better. I'm going to take a little drink of water here. And I'm not really quite seeing that. I'm going to try this bigger square. Okay, Mary, have something good. All right. Excuse me, I had to wet my whistle. So again, I'm gonna, oh, thanks for the warning, Peggy, because there have been times, guess you're not lurking. Oh, I hope I'm not keeping you from anything important. All right, so I'm just gonna work this color through and we'll see how this goes. And I probably should do this outside edge here. And you can use water. You can use float medium. Donna Dewberry uses float medium. And what I like to do, because I'm not an expert, is I like to skip a petal so that I don't blur what I already, or take away what I already did there on that petal. So I give myself some room to work. And this leaf, this petal down here, not leaf, this petal of the flower probably could be more, almost all dark because it's down at the bottom. Maybe want it lighter there. And then once you get going and you get the feel for it, you know, you do better. Can I, if I move my camera down, is that a little better? Sometimes I get the camera too close and I go back and I watch and I'm thinking, oh, why didn't somebody say, hey, Laura, move that camera up? And the less paint you put on the corner, the less the less wide, if you will, your contrast line will be as you start. I'm trying to think if I had any paint anywhere else in the house where I might have left my gold. I can't imagine I'm out of my ochre color, but as they say, stranger things have happened. All right, so we're getting going here. These petals down here, I think I want them to be just a little darker. So I'm just kind of carrying that color. Okay, great. Thanks, Ray. And the more water you leave in your brush, the more watery your paint's going to be. So you got to keep that in mind. And you'll get a feel for it too. If you practice this, like if you sit in front of your TV at night and you want something to do and you think, oh, let me practice, just get yourself some paper and a paintbrush, because it's pressure, pressure, using your brush, pushing your brush to let the brushes do the work. It's all, there's a learning curve for sure. And I was just listening, not real long. I listened to a little bit of a gal's video, and she was trying to teach herself to paint. And she was watching different videos. And the one thing that she said, which is really, I guess, the ticket for most of it, is practice. You watch these videos and you want to do what other folks do, but they've put in the time. Unless you're naturally talented, okay? Like, I think somebody like Dee Willingham is naturally talented. She's got that art eye. She sees exactly correct. Not saying she doesn't ever make any mistakes. I'm just saying she's just, to me, more of a natural talent. And I also believe her when she says, if you want to learn to do it, you can learn to do it. But for some of us, and I include myself in this, I have to learn it. I can learn it, but I have to practice and learn it. And I'm trying to train my eye. Okay, so this is kind of not quite dry, but I think I can get back in there now. Oh, let me do these before I flip it. Maybe I should just flip my canvas. So I'm using this brush and painting really sideways, which I don't normally do. So there's that. But I'm liking how the contrast is starting to pop on this. And now see there, I didn't blend that so much. But I can come back in there with some water. I mean, I for years thought you had to be naturally talented to do any kind of art. And then I happened upon Dee Willingham. And through watching her and listening to her encouragement, and the day she said, if you can read, you can learn to draw, it changed my life, really, because I then allowed myself to believe I could learn. And I'm not where I want to be yet, but I've made progress anyway. So now I'm doing what I told you not to do, but I got a little bit of a space there. And this little guy is going to be fiddly. Let me get back to my smaller square brush. And I'm going to link these. I'm an affiliate with Amazon. So when I upload the video, I'm going to link these brushes. I got a set of Donna Dewberry brushes, and if you use my link, you would help my channel a little. But these are really nice, and you get, I think, 13 brushes for under right around, I think, under $30. And boy, if you're looking for a set of brushes and you can do it, they're really nice to have. All right, so now I'm trying to think, okay, so my light source, I want to be on the other side here. So I've just switched to my smaller flat brush. Yeah, Dee Dee always says she's not a teacher. And I get what she's saying. Oh, I put that one on the wrong side. I get what she's saying. I think I want these darker at the bottom anyway. But if you sit and watch her, you do certainly learn lots of stuff. She's very gracious with her knowledge. I had one gal say to me one time, well, why would you show anybody what you're doing? Well, I like helping other people. If I can, if they can find something I'm doing that will help them, I think that's great. Not everybody feels that way, I understand, but all right, so my light, so maybe I'll start doing a little bit on the bottom here. That's probably not a good idea, Laura. I'm going to take some of that back off with just a wet brush. All right, now I'm going to flip. Excuse me while I flip. Let's see, give you a little, see if I can get the camera to cooperate and give you a little bit of a closer up look of what's going on there. And this is not a quick project. Whoa. I didn't get in the paint, but I got my brush handle in the paint. Let's move that out of the way. Thanks, Sylvia. Okay, so I'm going to still use this little brush while I got it in my hand and come back in here to do the rest of these at the very top flower here. Get this finished up maybe, and then we'll attempt some highlighting. Get these petals done. If I stop yapping, you might be able to see me get moving a little bit here and get some more finished. Okay, so I'm going to go back in and try to grab these petals that I haven't deepened. And sometimes you want to just press and pull and get one stroke, and other times you can just come back over. This guy's not shaped so great, but let's put some down here. Now see this one, I got some paint on the other side of the brush that I didn't really know I picked up, but that's okay. That one, that petal can be just a little deeper. And no matter what you're doing, whether you're practicing or learning or seasoned, you know, use the brush that's comfortable for you for whatever size, you know, project you might be working on. That's always a good thing to remember. All right, I see one petal up there. Oh, there's one. Let's get a little contrast in here. Yes. Peggy, you weren't here. I was saying I was at, went to Goodwill and I found this printed canvas and another one with a little wooden easel. in one package, which is cool. Okay, so I think I want to come around here, and I think I'm just going to do this now. I'm going to come back in with the brown for the center of my sunflowers, but I think I want to, let's just see how this looks. Do the same thing and just come in here with that darker color. Come around the center of the flower. Now, when I work by myself, I'm always twirling my work. I did that when it was ceramics or whatever I'm working on. I just like to twirl it. Some gals just can work and make the brush go in any direction, like, you know, your Dee Dees and your Donna Dewberries. But for me, I have a hard time with that. I'm just going to do that one side, the dark, and then when I come in with my lighter color, I'm going to do the other side. So now let me switch to, all right, I've got some paint here on my work surface. I've got that, let's see, what was it? I think it's the primary yellow. I'm going to add some white to that, mix it, make it just a little lighter of a value. See if I can mix that in. Give myself a little bit. And I don't even care so much that it's totally blended, because it's going to blend on my brush to some degree as well. I just want to have a puddle of it so I can dip the corner of my brush in it. And it might not be light enough, so we'll see. I can always add some more white. So I'm going to start down here because that's the way my head works, and then I can flip later. So I'm just doing the same thing, same process, just coming in with a lighter value and trying to highlight the other side of the petal. And I probably will come back. Oh, see, this one I didn't do any dark. So let's just hit that with a light. You can add purple. You can put some green, right? Because you know, when you pick flowers, you can see all kinds of different things in your flowers. And like Dee Dee often says, and other artists as well, you know, your contrast is really, that's the money. If you can learn to do the contrast, whoo, girls. Might even be fun to put some of this on a palette knife and scrape a little bit. I might do that. Let's just add some lightness here. And I'm coming back down here with a little bit of more light. Purple. I love to add purple. Yeah, it's the bomb. It's the bomb. All right, I want to hit the bottom of this petal here. Give me some contrast here. Just want to scoot that up next to that other petal. And then I have neon colors too. Yes, the shading and the contrast and the highs and the lows make your work have some life, give some life to it for sure. Ooh. All right. I'm going to move to that smaller flat. I'm a little more comfortable with that, with the smaller petals. This little petal of mine, I'm gonna make it light. This little petal of mine. All right. Let's see, this one can be a little lighter. And of course, you can go on for hours, right? See, I see a little bit of my white canvas in there, so I'm just going to tap in some of that light color. And I'm just going to add some up here. This little flower up here is not so much a focal point. I'm going to add, a lot of times I like to add green too, especially if I'm doing a white flower like a daisy. I just like it. Thanks, Mary. Now I'm also going to take this lighter color and I'm going to come around the other side of the flower. I'm going to lose some of that, I know, but that's okay. Trying not to hit my camera. I was working with some fabric and I had to scoot back in my chair. It had a lot of glitter on it, which I love. I've got glitter all over. And I've got some glitter that's now popped up on this canvas. Just can't get rid of the glitter. All right, let's see. You might not even notice this so much, but I'm just going to put it in there so it's underneath. All right, let's snug that in there. Come around. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I am kind of thinking about those tires. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those tires. All right. Now I'm going to take some of my neon. I love my neon colors. This is Deco Art Neon Thermal Green. And this is a very translucent composure of paint. It's not opaque at all. But I'm going to see if I can get this on my leaf to really make it almost look like it glows. Not much, just a little bit, just a little bit. Just a little bit of neon and it pops. Just a little bit. Doo-doo. Just a little bit. Doo-doo. Okay, now let's let that all settle and dry just a little bit. I know I have a neon yellow too somewhere. I definitely have red. Now this is going to be probably a little tedious, but I am going to put some more, another coat of this red on the truck. I'll try to work a little quicker. It's not as critical because I've already got some on there. So hopefully I won't have any really gaping white parts of the canvas. And the canvas shouldn't drink up as much of the paint because it's already got, look, I got water splattered. Got red splattered. Now, I think it really doesn't look like a whole lot, but once I get the black on, ooh, I think that's gonna be cool. It's gonna pop. It should really pop. I'm gonna need some more red. Let's see, how are we doing? An hour and a half. I guess people are busy on Friday mornings or not into painting. I've been having trouble with YouTube getting on and being able to see chat and whatnot, so I've been streaming from StreamYard just to try to avoid any technical issues because I'm not good with technical issues. It's 11 by 14, Peg. And the other one has a high heel on it, and it's got some little saying. It's also very cute. And this was the picture that came with it, Peg. I wasn't liking the black truck. And then it came with an easel that you could either, hang it on the wall or pop it on the easel, which I thought was really a cool idea. Thank you. I thought so too. If I must say, Julie, how are you? Long time no see. How are you? Hope you're being well and ardent. All right, I think I might have to get the heat gun. I guess I'm going to do my tires maybe a gray, maybe a dark gray, maybe even a Payne's gray. I got to say, I am a little anxious to see how the black contrast will look, the black background. The other fiddly part will be when I spatter it to cover up the truck and what I don't want spattered. So their tires got several colors in it, which I'm not too sure I'm going to do that. See, they've got black in the center, yellow, and they've got their white and their black. But I'm thinking maybe a silver in the center. And I guess I could maybe do a white wall, but the old trucks didn't have white walls, right? Maybe I'll just ignore those other lines, just do silver and black. I mean, I don't want to go crazy. All right, let me hit this a little bit with the heat gun. I apologize. Oh, no. Oh, congratulations. How nice. Very fun. Oh, I didn't do the top of the truck. Let's get a little bit of red, additional red up in here. That's nice you were able to have the wedding. So many have been canceling, and how nice. Ah, I just dripped. Well, that's going to be black. So I'm not going to fuss about that. Oh, okay, Peg. Do I need to look at it now or can I look later? All right, that's going to dry. I can cover that up. All right. So the red is not on there solid, which I don't know that I need it on solid. I mean, you're thinking an old truck, an old red truck, paint's going to be faded. This is not a photograph, right? So later is okay. Great. Okay. So let's see. So if I can find let's see if I can find my Payne's Gray, which really should be right there. I see purple. I see hippo. Did I put it over here with my blues? The blues. Midnight. No. I know I've got it. Navy. No. Midnight. Not sure I want midnight. Black green. One moment, please. Let me spin. I feel like I'm spinning the roulette wheel when I spin my paint storage unit. There it is. Payne's Gray. Let's just do that. So I'm going to paint the whole tire Payne's Gray. Yes, what a nice blessing for you, Julie. Very, very nice. All right. And then I can come back in and I can put silver on top if I choose to. And then I can do some shading and even use the black if I want. I think this just will give me a little more wiggle room color-wise. So let me put this out. Payne's Gray, one of my favorite colors. And I did make the tire bigger than what the sample had, or what was printed on here. So I might have to zhuzh it a little. Might need to zhuzh. Is this your first child to be married, Jelly? I only have one married child. I only have two childs. All right, let's see. I'm going to flip it to do the other side. I don't know. We've got flies in the house like crazy. Sometimes when my husband barbecues, we get the flies are very interested, but I don't know if we've got a screen that's down. I guess they can't take the heat either. They're looking for air conditioning. I had a battle with one last night. I was telling Holly. I couldn't get it. Couldn't get it. It finally jumped in my coffee cup this morning. Oh, that's very exciting. Chili, very exciting. And maybe they'll be grandbabies. You don't know. It's hard to believe our daughter was married in 2013. My gosh, it's hard. Look, here's the fly on my painting. Get out of here, buddy. It's hard to believe she's been married so long now. She was married in July, and I think it was 105 the day she got married, somewhere around there. If anyone's wondering, yes, I do have my tongue out. Oh, I bet they are, Holly. Maybe. Barbara, I was thinking, I was going to say, I wonder where our Barbara is. And there you are. Hello, hello. Okay, so that's a first coat there. That'll be good. All right, and just because I can't wait any longer, I want to see what some of the contrast, how the contrast is going to work with a black background, and see where I might need to maybe add a little more highlight. Now I am going to come under the truck, and I might just do that in black as well. Let me shake up my black. I lost my little black container, little black squeeze bottle. I know, Holly, it's just, I can't seem to keep track of my black paint. Woo! All right. Let me clean that up. Okay. All right, let's see here. Now this is a really big brush, so I'm going to have to come down in size, but I cleaned up my paint jar as I was pouring out the paint. So let me just get some of this larger area blocked in. This should go pretty fast. And I think this will help us see the end result, like how it's gonna look with the black background. This is very, I think, non-traditional for this painting, for this project. And I want to make sure that I don't forget to do the sides of my canvas. But I can do those after, you know. So I still want to be able to pick it and spin it. Yeah, it looks beautiful, girls. Holly's project is coming along quite nicely. All right, now let me see if I can come in here and be very careful. Very careful. Yeah, we'll get her to post it somewhere, even if she sends it to me and I can post it on Facebook. All right, switching over to the smaller flat. I think I need maybe a little, I don't know if the flat's gonna work for me. It will in some cases. I might have to switch to a small round. Girls, you're going to be amazed when you see this bench. Okay, Jilly. Sorry, girls, didn't mean to startle you. But see, look, I was paying attention to the front of my brush, not the back end of my brush, and I came over my one petal. So that's now a very narrow leaf. Oh, art is wonderful. I'm at the wrong angle for this. I should really not be painting over there. I think I got a little smudge there. All right, switching to the round. Remember, I said use what you're more comfortable with. So for me, I think I'm going to switch back over to the round. This one's got a pretty good point on it, so hopefully I can get in there. Now I'm going to use my little finger. Barb, Julie went to throw a load of wash in the dryer, so she may not see your question. So if she says I'm back, you might want to ask her again. Okay. My one leaf looks a little wonky there. You're welcome, Barb. It's hard to see everything everybody says. I just happened to see she was going to the dryer, getting something accomplished, rather than just goofing off like me. My husband's very understanding. I don't really do much around the house. Like, I'm going to do a live. Teresa, hello, hello. I'm going to do a live. He's like, okay. All right, can you really see? It's really not. I really still have so much white showing here. Let me see if I can speed this up a little. And then if you do this, you really kind of can reshape your petals. You think, Ray? It feels like it's maybe. Oh, Sylvia. Sylvia, I think I am subscribed to you. I'll have to check. Is the name of your, what's the name of your channel, Sylvia? So I can just double check. I feel like it's going slow, Ray. I think we're starting to get some thunder. I think I hear some thunder. I'm saying Ray. Maybe it's Riri, so I should be saying Ree instead of Ray, now that I'm thinking about it. I have a mental block with some names, like Mina. I always want to call her Mina. Looks like Mina instead of Mina to me. So I have to stop and think. Can you see that, girls? Is it starting to pop a little bit, maybe? I'm getting this white out of here. Re. Okay, honey, I'll try to remember re. It's not intentional. It's my brain. Holly helped me with Mina, like Wilhelmina. That helps me because I didn't know what the Mina was. You know, I just thought it was Mina, not attached to anything. So for me in my brain, it was Mina. I mean, Mina. Mina. See, do I have anybody else confused? Woo-hoo. God bless you, girls. God bless you, girls that really do your housework and take care of your home. I'm just such a slug. Re. Okay, okay. Julie's art, well, Brandon isn't just around the corner. However, it's closer than most of our fibs. How frequently do you come into our Oh, okay. Oh, Chile. So Chile's in Canada? Alrighty. I probably knew that, but forgot. Okay, I've got some black there that's kind of smudging. All right, let me get the top here a little bit. Now, just like with your color book pages, if you're painting in a background and your paint may not be as opaque as you like and you have to do a second coat or whatever, it's probably going to be the same with the canvas. See where right here it's not drinking up the paint as much. And I still have some white showing. So let me flip. And I'm going to work on it from this angle here. Let's see. Some of this. If I just get this one side base coated in here with the black, I might just come in and start shading. Now, reds, of course, are hard to work with. They don't cover very well. Excuse me, thinking about contrast on the truck and trying to get some highlights and details. The highlights shouldn't be too difficult, but sometimes you can't get your dark as you'd like. So I may try, first I may try a dark purple. See how I like that. If not, I might come back in with the black to do my shadow contrasting. So let's just see here. Going very gingerly in this little spot here. As I whacked part of that other leaf off. You know what? I'm sure I could come back in and do the leaves over, really. Brighten those up. They probably could use to be brightened up a little bit. Try to scrub that in. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Sylvia. I'm going to try it. Going to try it. Now, of course, if I was using my crayons, my pencils, my Prismacolor, I would immediately go to the deep purple. Love it. Deep purple. I know I'm getting dangerously close to my keyboard there. Oh, it is? We're getting thunder. It was nice and sunny this morning, and of course, very hot and humid. But now it's overcast, and we've got some rumbling in the background. Boy, if you can use a big brush, it sure does make the work go faster. Just kind of zhuzhing that up against that line there. Okay, Barbara. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, let's see. All right, let me see if I can, without making a mess, sneak in between. Oh, maybe I should do, let's see, while I got this big brush out, let me do this bottom corner. Whoop, whoop. All right. Okay, let me ask a question here. Oh. Okay, so I have my YouTube channel, right? And I do this for fun. But if I'm going to do it, I also think, why not try to grow it, right? And have more people interested. So that's in the back of my head. So I watch all these videos about thumbnails and, you know, the process in your videos and how to be better and all that jazz, right? And the thing with the thumbnails, of course, a lot of them are thumbnails. Well, a lot of them, I guess, at least in my opinion, are channels that are self-help or, you know, learning how to do things on the internet. You know, they're not art channels, okay, craft channels. So the genre is different. Okay, so I get that. All right, so you got to take that into consideration. But the thumbnails that they suggest that you do for your videos, to me, are like obnoxious and goofy. You know, like a close-up of your face. I'm not that thrilled with my face, all right? I'm just not. So when you're surfing and you're on YouTube or the internet and you're looking for a video to watch or something that you're interested in, does it make more of an impact for you to click the title of the video or okay, Ree, or the picture that you see? Like, are you more attracted to, say, a close-up of some goofy guy's face with big glasses on his face or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you find? Because you girls are art people, okay? You're creative people. So what do you find more appealing that would cause you, what would I have to do to earn your click? Have a crazy thumbnail? You search by subject? You do or you don't? Oh, honey, you can talk. What? Okay. Yeah, well, it sounds like it's thundering, hon, so they might have it closed. Hubby's going to run around to the pool. Don't like, yeah, okay. So, see, that's me too, Peg. I don't like the goofy faces. So I'm thinking, is it just the genre? Like, I try to pick out a photo or use, so I don't use my own images because most times I'm doing the thumbnail prior to or after the fact, and I don't have a picture of whatever. That's just easier. And I try to make them nice looking. And then I'm thinking, does it really matter? Because then you go on channels and people don't have thumbnails like that, you know, thumbnails per se. They just have their video there. Yeah, but do you click on the vids because of the word, Sylvia, or because of the picture you see? Like, what stops you in your track as you're searching? I'm just curious. Photo of the stuff you're working on is good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this feedback. Because I've been watching, I mean, this guy, I don't know if any of you are into this kind of thing, but this guy named Daryl Eves, and he's got a cute little face. He's very knowledgeable. He's big into the YouTube life and helps a lot of people. It's his business. But I think he's all about those weird, crazy thumbnails. Okay, gotcha, Sylvia. All right. All right, so let me do inside the truck. And then there's still going to be some white spots I'm not going to do right this second. But I think my truck's dry enough where I can maybe get in and see if I can start to do a little bit of shading up pretty near. Well, the subject is major. Okay, if someone is felting and I'm not interested in felting, well, I don't visit them. Okay, a photo of the stuff, like Reese said, suggestion. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. All right, so I'm going to come in here and go right around my... Now, I think the next test I'm going to do, because mostly I've been doing lives and then uploading, you know, my live. But I think I'm getting away from the standalone videos, and I think for my channel, my standalones may do better. So I'm just kind of gathering all this information and trying to use it to do better. I do like making the videos, I gotta say. I know it's maybe corny, but like I said to my husband, if I don't do this stuff, I'll just sit in a chair and sleep. Who wants to sleep all day? Not me. Unless I'm napping with a little grandbaby on my lap. Yeah, they say that too, Peggy, and I'm trying to get better at that, that's for sure. Okay, a little bit of red there, I think. Now this is going to look a little better because I'm going to spatter it so it's going to look like stars, hopefully. Oh, excuse me. Getting a little dry here. I need to take another little sip. So then my one sister is in a health program, right? So we were talking about things to do to help you, and I was looking up how much water you should drink in a day. Oh my gosh. So my youngest sister, who's in this program, said she read somewhere that you're supposed to drink half your body weight in water. Well, let me tell you right now, if I did that, I'd drowned. Okay, just saying. So I don't think that's going to work for me. I don't drink a lot. I don't think about it. I drink when I'm like so thirsty, which is not good. I know that's not good. But give me a break. Half your body weight? Dear Lord. Whatever's listed on the title. Okay, thanks, Shilly. So then I found an article that said drink a half gallon. I don't know if that's right either. So I bought this Jagunda. Yeah, right. I remember that, Barb. 8 glasses. Well, my mother would say to me, Lori, don't drink that much. You're going to drown yourself. And I'm like, Mom, I don't think I. But then people have. Oh, it still sounds like a lot, Peg. So I'm trying to do better with. I really need to lose weight, girls. Like I just gonna say it out loud. And so I bought this. My husband's niece. She bought these water. You can buy these big Jagunda water things. But see, then I know it's a way of measuring. So if I fill that up, and my goal is to drink 2 of those a day, 64 ounces. So that's a gallon, right? So maybe it's a gallon of water a day. Oh, that's the goal. Anyway, I'm trying to be more conscientious. All right, now I got to think about I got to think about the inside of my. I hope this will lighten up once I put the spatter the white stars, right? But the center of the flower is going to be dark too. I drink a lot of H2O, but not half my body weight. Well, that's good for you. That's good. That's so good because I just don't. And then it's got to help you too feel full, right? So you're not thinking, oh, I'm hungry all the time. Go get a drink of water first, Lori. right, so you can still see that tire. We're just trying to get... Yeah, well, see, the problem there for me is, Barb, is I'm a former gastric bypass patient. Failed, of course. And I have a pouch. I don't have a full stomach. So the carbonated stuff, um, fills up my pouch maybe a little too quickly. So, yeah, I can see that, Peg. Our son drank a lot, but he was always warmer than most kids. His ears were always red. He was always sweating, never wanted his shirt on. And, he just drank a lot. The one thing I'd said to my daughter, see, we did a lot of iced tea and juice when my kids were little, not a lot of water. And that's one thing I would change if I had, you have to think about do-overs. That's one thing I would have changed. I would have given my children water, more water. And our daughter's doing that with her children. They love it, which is great. I know, right? My son-in-law, of course, like I said earlier, their wedding day was very warm. And we had the wedding outside, and it was under a grove of trees, but it was still very warm. And we had the reception in, it was a bed and breakfast. It was a barn that was turned into a bed and breakfast. And the room held really tightly 100 people. So we're getting ready, got the wedding done. We're getting pictures taken. And he wore a light tan suit. And we're waiting for the photographer at one point, and he said, "Mom, look, even my kneecaps are sweating." And the poor kid, right where his two knees were, two wet spots on his pantsuit. Talk about a furnace. Oh my goodness, this fella, he wears shorts all year round. Now my husband just started, and I'm going to start too, taking a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar every night before you go to bed. Supposedly that helps with health of your gut and, all that good stuff, and it's supposed to churn and get your metabolism revving up, So we'll see. All right. So I think that's enough of that. I should finish around this tire, shouldn't I? Now we're gonna, oops, sorry. Let's finish up around this tire. All right, see, I've got some white spots here, but I can come back in and mess with those. All right, so let me look for a purple. I want a dark, I'm thinking my dioxane purple is probably the best way to go. Unless I have an eggplant. I might have an eggplant. Let's just see what this is. Black plum, girls, that might work, huh? Who knew? Who knew I had that? I wish I liked some kind of recreational beverage, but I just really don't. Never have. And if I do want anything like at Christmas, I used to drink maybe one. My dad would make me a Chambord and cream, and that'd be it for me. I mean, of course, having cream in your drink's not good. All right, so this is a black plum Americana, and I'm going to use the same floating type of deal. And I'm going to start up under the flower petals here. And of course, opening that up, I've got it all over me. So I want to use my smaller square, my smaller flat, I should say. And I need a new paper towel. This one's really very wet. Yeah, my son's the designated driver, which I appreciate. If he's going to stay over night at his friend's family's house, he'll allow himself to have a few drinks. But if they go out anywhere, he's always the designated driver. Which, as a mom, that I feel good about that. And when we go to amusement parks, I'm the designated sweater and junk holder. How's that? Because I don't do those either. Okay, this brush is really not getting cleaned out. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to wet it, tap it, and load it up with the purple. Not too much water in that. And let's see. Well, I didn't do very good there, did I? Look at that. You know what? Let's do this real quick before am I driving you crazy? I don't mean to. It's not intentional. Yeah, back meal. That's good. Back. I just don't care for that. I can't take all the spinning and all that nonsense at amusements. But I like to go and enjoy everyone else having a good time. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a couple things I do, but for the most part, let's face it, I'd be hanging out where the face painting people are. That's where I'd like to hang out. Yeah, I'll catch up. I want to watch this guy. What a gig, right? Oh man, I should have done that when I was younger. I do face paint, but not to the level that they do at those parks. I was asked recently to do some face painting at a venue. I'm like, geez, with COVID and masks, I don't think so. Not this year. Oh, Peggy, a few times around those, right? Yeah, that's me. And I'm afraid of heights too. I just don't want any part of it, really. My son, we have near us Six Flags. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Six Flags. They have several across the United States anyway. And he just enjoys it. He's got friends that enjoy it. They all get a season pass. Your food's paid for, and you can go on anything, yada yada. They go several times during the season. It's all great and wonderful. So now he says to me the other day, yeah, I'm waiting. They got this new ride at Six Flags, but they haven't opened it yet. And I'm like, geez, like, do you really have to be the first one on a new ride? Well, let me hit this with the dryer, with the heater. Well, Ree, I hope it's not because there were any issues with dancing on a table that you're not allowed. Just teasing. All right, so I've got my brush loaded. Let's see here. You can really see the water on the screen. I thought you left, babe. Yeah, okay. It's thundering here. He was going to go to the pool. Yeah, I'm doing what I said earlier, just coming around, not pedal to pedal, so I have room there to work and then let that dry a little bit before I come in and do the other side of the pedal. Blend that in a little bit. There's a little area there that I think they highlighted on the, yeah, it's kind of looks like the just like a little hubcappy kind of thing, you know, around the fenders, I guess you'd call it. So let me get under there all around those petals are. Blend this in. Oh, sorry, Ree. Yeah, I'm sure it is. All right, coming around this side here. I think I'm going to come up this side here. Barb and Jilly are going to have a good time. Okay, I'm coming up the side of this little portion of the truck. I'm going to make that a little wider. So I'm going to add a little more paint to the corner of my brush to make that cover a larger area there. Kind of just blend it out. The way my light's set up here, it's kind of hard to see. Let me see. That doesn't look too bad. A couple under here. Got like a little floorboard kind of looking thing here. I'm going to do the other side of this petal. And then come down along there. I'm just following the guidelines, just like if you were coloring the different illustration marks and guidelines that the artist gives you. Just use that and follow along. I should have deepened this red around this tire, but I think I'm going to hit that with the purple as well. And I'm going to do the outside edge, I think, of the truck. Let me see. I'm going to use this bigger brush. Just on the back end side here of the truck. Darken the back side. And then I'm going to flip this. Come around. Well, I guess I'm not going to get this finished. I always don't judge this very well. 2.5 hours. I haven't really gotten anything done. Done, you know? Done. All right, coming in here and deepening around the, what do they call that? A tire wheel? The tire well? I want to brighten up a little bit of the red to show you. And then I'll work on this off screen, get it finished up, and I can post it. I haven't been posting too much in Instagram. I guess I need to get back to that. I want to do highlight, but I want to kind of make that look like it's going to pop out a little bit. So I'm going to put some a dark shadow around the top side of this little fendery thing. And the same with on the other side. And then if you wanted to, you really could come in with some black real tight up against those petals to kind of make that a little deeper. Let me see. I've got a lump of red there. I think that's just the canvas. Now there's a color called, it's a neon color, and it's called Hot Shot Fiery Red. Oh my, I love it. So I'm going to get some of that out. All right, can you see that, gals? See that little contrast? Let's do a little under the windows here. I didn't do around this tire well. Let's do that. Oh, and I didn't do the running board. I wanted to do that too, yeah. See if I can do it without flipping my work. Just want to come kind of like that. Yeah, you guys can see it better than me. See, I see a lot of the wet from the water on the paintbrush. I guess you can buy this kind of thing like at Walmart, you know, pre-printed canvas, Michael's. I never really looked. And then I'm thinking I probably will come and maybe highlight a little bit around the petals and whatnot. All right, so let me have that dry for a second. And then I just want to show you, where's my hot shot? Where's my hot shot? Fiery red. Woo! All right, this one's called, yeah, Fiery Red. Hot Shot Fiery Red. Girls, there it is. This, the first time I used this on red, you almost had to pick me up off the floor. I could not believe how it made the red pop. I was doing, I think, Santa's in a red outfit. And I love this decorative art gal by the name of Maxine Thomas. Love her. I actually took a class from her. And When she used that Hot Shot Fiery Red, I'm telling you what, it was just like heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. All right, got to use my heat gun to just dry up a little bit of this. Bye, Barb. I'm cutting out soon, too. I just want to put a little bit of this highlight on. And then I'll work on this and finish it up at some point. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Put some of this on my brush and just highlight it in different spots. This again is more translucent. Can you see that? Can you see how that's popped? I don't know. I'm weird. This is like exciting stuff for me. Love it. Got too much water on my brush there. And I'm going to drag some of that like across the top here. The hood of the truck. There's a little spot down here that I want highlighted, so I'm just going to come in here and give that a little hit. Down here, there's a little spot. Wherever you want it to be brighter. And then of course you can go back and add others. So this I'm going to, I'm going to add some more red in here. And I'll do around the windows for sure. And add some highlights. This I think I would like blended a little better, so I can work on that. Let me just see if I put a little black. Maybe the black is... Sometimes what happens if you're doing the floating thing and you tap off the, take the excess out of your brush, but sometimes you still have water on the ferrule and it drips down and makes a blob on your surface. That's annoying. Just thought I'd share that's annoying. Yeah, that might be, the black might be a little better, I think, girls. What do you think? It might be a little better. Yeah, I think I might go around and do the black. Thanks, Sylvia. Yeah, I think so too, Peg. More depth. So that'll be the plan going forward. All right, ladies, I think I'm going to go grab some lunch. A little late for lunch, I say, but I'm going to do it anyway. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm getting this project really on the go. Get it moving. I put it about a week or so ago. It's been sitting on the counter just, every time I walk by. Lori, have you forgot about me? So I'll still be fussing. So thanks again. Thank you for sticking here with me. I'm sure I'll see y'all somewhere. I think Mary's on tonight, I believe. And not sure who else might pop on this afternoon. There might be somebody on. But thanks again. Holly, thank you. I know you're working on your bench. Can't wait to see that. Ree, thanks. Girls, thanks for popping in. Jilly, it was really good to see you. And we'll see you all again next time. Don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. Bye, ladies. See you soon.